Welcome to From the Heart. I'm Brian McKinsey on The Voice at Access Sacramento. Doing a show today on another local singer, songwriter, beautiful person, beautiful soul. Really nice sounding music, all varieties of music. And yes, he is available with his band to play for you or your group. His name is Brian Lee Bender, and he is playing in Folsom in June. I'll give you those dates later on here, or he gives them during the interview. So without further ado, here's my interview with Brian Lee Bender. Today I'm interviewing Brian Lee Bender, and how are you today, Brian?
Oh, I'm doing great, Brian. How about yourself?
I am doing wonderful. Thanks. Had a beautiful weekend and ready to go on here. So how did you get started playing music?
Oh, yeah, I started playing trumpet in the fifth grade. My parents requested that I learn an instrument, so I agreed. And I was a little shy kid back then, and it was great to have music to sort of open me up and get me out of my shell. Like most bands, there was a traditional recital at the end of the year, and I had my big day. There was a solo for me on a tune called Watermelon Man, and everybody was there. My mom was there, and so anyway, I stood up and I had my big moment, and gosh, it felt like time kind of stopped there. It was like so much fun, and I could remember every note, and it was great. So that was the first experience I had to kind of feel the power of music and what that could do for people in the room, and it was great. So from there, I kind of got more into it. I learned how to play guitar and took a bunch of lessons and keyboards and anything I could get my hands on, and I joined. I was in 3 different bands, and then finally the 4th band went on the road and did a USO tour. Actually, 3 of them went on the road, but the final one was one that we did a big tour overseas for the American troops, and we played in Asia and Australia and Philippines, and that was great. My role was to sort of be the jack of all instruments. I played guitar and sang and keyboards and just about every instrument on stage, bass, and so that kind of led me to become a songwriter, because I was in a position to sort of understand all the parts and pieces. And so for many years, I was just sort of writing tunes and not really playing them for anybody. And finally, as I matured, I kind of realized that these songs had something to give. And my wife encouraged me to build a music studio, professional studio. So ever since then, the guys and I got in the studio and we tried to make a record. It took us 3 years, and I'm happy to say we finally got it right, and we put out our first record in November of 2012 called Music 101.
Right on. Congratulations on your album there. So what's going on with your band today?
Well, the band has been upgraded and modified in terms of the number of players and some really skilled musicians, Sacramento musicians, and I'm just real blessed to be playing with these guys. Doug Smith is an awesome bass player. He's a studio bass player from L.A., and he's like my right-hand guy, and he's just a real happy guy and good people person and keeps the team spirit alive. And John Baker, he's another Sacramento legend here in town. He's a great drummer and percussionist, and it's so wonderful to have him, because my writing style tends to be so eclectic. I can be writing Irish music or bluegrass or country or rock or blues, and he can handle any and all of that. Yeah, that's great. Sean McAuliffe, we added last year, and he's another legend in town, plays in a lot of bands, and he's taken a lot of the guitar load off of me as I play and sing, and he writes. He plays a lot of guitar and plays keys, mandolin, slide guitar, sings. Just a great talent. And then last but not least, Eric Danberg just joined our band, and he's another multi-instrumentalist, very talented guy. He plays all the horns and harmonica, ukulele, background vocals, and just a great spirit. So we have a lot of great guys. We have a great dynamic. We all get along. There's no drama. And we have a lot of fun. So give an example, kind of what our band sessions are like. My wife and I went to Sedona, Arizona. We just love that spot. And apparently there's vortexes there, and it's just a great way to kind of recharge your batteries. And so the last time we went there, I was walking around this vortex, kind of contemplating, trying to pick up the energy. And I was reading about Native American Indian drumming. And so I got fascinated with the medicine circle and as a metaphor for life. And I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate all this into music. And so anyway, I bring this back to the band, and they all think I'm crazy. So I'm like, you got to check this out. It's amazing. So the next thing you know, we're starting every one of our practices with a share circle and a rhythm jam, Native American Indian style. And so we try to get in that musical zone and just play off of each other. And with the talent that we have, it's just a world of fun. So that's what we're recording right now. And a couple of tunes that you're going to play are part of that group dynamic there with the new guys, and love them to death. Just thankful to be playing with them, and it's an amazing ride.
Sounds really good, man. How about how can people, the listeners, how can they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, everything we do is online at brianleebender.com. It's brianleebender.com, and we're searchable on iTunes, same way. And all of our music is at Dimple Records in all 5 stores. And we're playing out on June 1st at Saz's Sports Bar and Grill in Folsom. It's 8:30 to 10:30. I do a 2-set show there, and we'd love to see everybody come out and support the band and check us out. You can also book us at Brian Lee Bender as well. And if you want to do the Facebook thing, we're at Brian Lee Bender-Music. And you can like us there and follow us. So.
Right on. Well, sounds good. So how about if we move into some Music 101 here and play some music for the listeners and get some shows booked here?
Okay, sounds good. I just want to give a shout out to Access Sacramento for putting us up on their program, and I want to thank you personally for helping local artists.
Right on. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for allowing me to play your music here.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll see you.
Enjoy.
And that was my interview with Brian Lee Bender. And he did want to say thanks to his lovely wife, Lisa, for supporting him and nudging. If a nudge is like my wife, it was more than a nudge, and I do appreciate my wife, Jolene, as well. So shout out to all the wives that encourage their man. So anyway, here's Fool for Love off his Music 101 album that he spoke of here.
Alright, here we go. You better watch your step, little girl, I'm telling you, I can't take no more. I seen it before, when you come through the door, you got only one thing on your mind. Pick me up, put me down, spin my whole your step, little girl. I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell the world on you. Seems once we're apart, we can make a new start. In the sea, there's still plenty of fish. Now I won't miss a thing, set that diamond ring, and that sparkle in your eye that cost me plenty. So when you leave, I'll be happy as a fool could ever be. Baby, I'm a fool for love. I'm a fool for love. I'm a fool, yes, a fool for your love. I'm a fool for love. I'm a fool for your love. I'm a fool, yes, a fool for your love. I'm a fool for love. Baby, 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 I'm a fool for your love. Yeah, yeah. I'm a fool for your love. Yeah, fool for love.
There you have it. I was listening to that thinking on June 1st, hitting Saz's Sports Bar and Grill in Folsom, and then on the 29th, Pete's Brew House in Folsom with my wife, and how could you not dance to that one? Great job there, Brian, and wow, that even got this guy moving. So how about another Music 101 song here, Perfect Man.
Take me as I am. I can be a good guy, simply hold your hand. But if you wanna change me now, put me down. I'm gonna fight forever, never gonna be that guy, lives his life just to please another. I call that the perfect kind of man. Mr. President's got his job to do, looking at across the world, trying something new. If he ever lets go of his principles, or who he has become, we see nations falling, people dying, no foundation, everybody lying. And this world needs a perfect kind of man. Now, my DNA won't work for you. Your eyes are all your own. Don't throw your views in my face. I see through the lenses that I know. Yeah, take me as I am. I can be a good guy, simply hold your hand. Yeah, if you wanna change me now, put me down, then I'm gonna fight forever,
Perfect Man, Brian Lee Bender, and that's off his Music 101 album. And visit his website, brianleebender.com. That's Brian with an I, and you can purchase his album there, or there's links to where you can purchase his album. There's also some pretty cool videos of him and his band jamming away there, and some also the calendars that he has coming up. So how about Climb Any Mountain? And this is the new band that Brian was speaking of during the interview.
I can climb any mountain that I want to. So what am I waiting for? We've got to give it up, kick it around just a little. Contemplation in the United Nations, people are stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle. Now it's time that I did my part, but there's only so much one man can do. I got a whole lot of love inside, and I'm standing here reaching out for you. We can climb any mountain that we want to. So what are we waiting for? With my brothers beside me, you will guide me. Heaven's upon our door. We've got to live it up, have some fun, just a little. Imagination in our space station where every nation is there. Every one of us is there. Now it's time that I did my part, but there's only so much one man can do. If we stand so tight together, we can take it on, change the weather.
Climb Any Mountain. Brian Lee Bender and his new band. How about that? Who says the Kings are the hottest thing in town? I'm not sure. I'm thinking Brian Lee Bender and his band. Maybe we can go out there and support the band and the local economy at Saz's Sports Bar and Grill on the first of June and the 29th of June at Pete's Brew House. And how about finishing up the show with A Real Man?
1, 2, 3. Talk and say he's not good enough, he's not young enough anymore. Well, prime time ain't what I want for me. There's too many lights to see what's inside of me, and I want you to know I've been strumming this guitar for so long without you. And I want you to know that a real man, he doesn't have to put on a show. So many good people on the stage, living right here beside you. So dance with me, girl. You don't need to be a star. I feel you just the way you are when you move those hips so slowly. I want you to know I've been strumming this guitar right here beside you. I want you to know that a real woman, she doesn't have to put on a show. No, no, no. Check it out now.
Brian Lee Bender, A Real Man. And this has been Brian McKinsey on The Voice at Access Sacramento, and my show is called From the Heart. Thank you for listening, and remember to have the best day you can stand. See you next week. And as Brian did, I would like to give a shout out to Access Sacramento for allowing me to do this show, and a shout out to Shane Carpenter, who makes all this possible. Thanks, Shane, for the great job you do, and the folks there at Access Sacramento. And I hope you guys are all having a great day out there on the river. Be safe, be sane, and wear a life jacket, please. It's really sad when we read about 3 people passing away and losing their lives on the river. All right, folks, have the best day you can stand.